That's me. I'm Hannibal, I'm 31, and I'm from Denmark. I've spent the last few years working in animation, but now I'm starting over. The animation industry is in a pretty rough place, and finding work has become increasingly difficult. I could keep complaining about it, or I could try to do something about it, so that's what I'm doing. This summer, I'm going back to university to study electrical engineering. Starting over at 31 is honestly pretty scary, and it will probably suck at times, but hopefully it's also the beginning of something great. To prepare, I've started taking programming courses. I'm still a complete beginner, and so far it's been pretty challenging. I've also started messing around with some basic electrical circuits. Hi. So this is my microphone. Please bear over with me. I know it's not the best microphone there is. Hopefully sometime in the near future I'll be able to get a better one. But right now I just want to talk a little bit about why I decided to make a YouTube channel. It's something that I've been thinking about doing for the past few years. It's always appealed to me. I'm a creative person. I love making things. That's why I went into animation. And YouTube is also a place where you can be creative, you can share your work with other people, and so I just wanted to try and give it a shot. But I've been holding off doing so because of my own embarrassment from having to watch myself, having to watch my own face and listen to my own voice in editing over and over again. It's pretty bad, and it still is making this video right now, but I'm giving it a shot because I'd rather do that right now than having to look back and regret not trying this. I want to document all the good parts, the difficult parts, and all the failures. Most likely a lot of failures, which is fine by me, at least for now. And I say that because, corny as it may sound, failures is what we learn from. And I want to learn and improve. And hopefully, that's my plan, I'll be learning a lot of programming. I'll be combining that programming with my artistic abilities and hopefully be doing some game development. I'll be working on cool electrical projects. And hopefully some of you will find that cool to follow. And I can share that with you. We can have a journey together maybe. And maybe more importantly, some people out there who might feel stuck can see this and realize, hopefully, that it's possible to start over and try again, even though you're not 18. At least that's what I'm trying to show with this channel as it stands right now. To understand why I decided to start over, how I came to that realization myself, we need to go back a little bit in time. Around a year and a half ago, I returned back home to Copenhagen, my hometown, after having lived in Tokyo, Japan for around 11 months, where I had been working, and coming back home to Copenhagen, I was of course looking for a job, again in animation. And just to be clear, I'm not an animator, I'm a background designer, but nonetheless, I was looking for work and it was extremely difficult to find any work. And all my peers was facing the same situation, and those people, some of them at least, have 20 or 30 years of experience, and even then they couldn't find work, so I was like asking myself, if they can't, why would I be able to? And of course, if I persevered, maybe I could find something. But I also want some stability. I want work where I can just also come home and not having to worry about what will happen next month. And so I asked myself if I wanted to really continue with this, or maybe start something new, pursue something new where I could still have creativity on the side. And so initially I decided to pursue software development because I wanted to maybe try and see if I could combine that with my artistic abilities and maybe get into game development, making indie games for myself on the side. But that industry, at least reading headlines and such, also seemed kinda unstable or uncertain going into the future at least. But something that didn't seem uncertain at all was how our society is becoming more dependent on technology. And that technology to be safe needs security and protocols, and for that we need cybersecurity. So I was thinking, since job security was very important for me, cybersecurity seemed like a good choice. So I started to pursue that. But to even apply for it, I needed, coming from an animation background, I didn't have the scientific capabilities yet, on paper at least, to do so. So I needed to start over, also taking supplementary classes in math and physics, and all of that went well. And I found a new love for mathematics. It's really fun, actually. But along that, or not along, but during that, I also realized that I actually want to get into electrical engineering. And why I've chosen to do this specifically is a long talk that we maybe can have in another video sometime. But so for now, I've applied for university and for a degree in electrical engineering, and I'll be getting my answer this July 28th. And of course, I have other backup plans for a second priority and a third priority and so on, but those are kind of less exciting to talk about, of course. So I'll just be crossing my fingers for electrical engineering as my first priority. And on July 28th, I just really hope, I really hope that I can share this moment with all of you, where I can hopefully get accepted into university and I'll be starting a new journey. Thank you for watching the video. Just as a wrap up, I will say that my plan is to upload videos every Sunday, so once a week, and it will be videos that functions as sort of a weekly recap where I share things that I've learned, projects I've worked on, and whatever goes wrong along the way. And if any of that sounds interesting to you at all, please subscribe and follow along. See you next time.